going on, guys? Today we're working on the H brace for the Duramax. For any of you guys that don't know what this actually is, this is the cross brace that goes in between the frame rails in the back of the truck underneath the bed behind the gas tank. This was on the 02 and up models up to the 07 before they changed the classic style. The brace that's on my truck is rotted out really bad. The whole corners are all gone. This is a brace that I pulled off of a salvage truck that I picked up last week, and I want to show you guys what I actually do to prep these things to get it ready, because I'm going to POR 15 the whole frame on the back of this truck. I'm not paid by POR 15 or anything to advertise their product. I just wanted to show you guys what I use, and I stand by their product. It's great stuff to use, and this is what I actually do. This frame piece was pretty scaly when I got it. I'll show a picture right now of what it looked like when I first got it. And then this is a couple days later. I used just a Harbor Freight needle scaler. I picked this thing up I think for like 30 bucks or something, like a year ago or 2 years ago. It has a bunch of little needles on it, like basically an air chisel with a bunch of needles. So I use that, knock off all the really heavy rust through here. As you can see, it's pretty clean now. So I knocked off all the heavy scale, and then I used like a standard wire wheel on a drill, went through and cleaned it all up, and then I just used an acetone solvent cleaner to clean off any residual grease or oil or anything else that might prevent the next step from sticking. So this is the actual POR 15. This would be the last step I'd put on, and then so I've used. Let's start from the beginning. I've used POR 15 in the past on my black truck, and it worked pretty decent. The biggest issue I've had with it over a couple of years span is I noticed that once it dries, it doesn't come off. It will not come off unless the surface underneath is coming off. What I mean by that is if you apply it directly over an unprepped rust, the rust is going to continue to grow and the POR is just going to bubble off. So you're actually trapping in the moisture. So what you want to do with this, and this is my first time actually using this stuff, but everything I've read says that you need to use the metal prep first. So what this is a phosphoric acid and a zinc. What does it say here? Phosphoric acid and a zinc phosphate. So the phosphoric acid basically will etch the surface, and then it leaves like a zinc coating on the metal when you're done. So then when you apply the POR 15, it'll actually adhere to the zinc a lot better than it will just the bare metal. So I'm going to try that today. It says you have to keep it wet for 10 to 20 minutes. So that's for the metal prep. I'm going to put the metal prep on right now. I think I'm ready to put that on, and then we're going to put some POR on. But I just wanted to take you guys for the ride. So let's get the first coating of metal prep on, and then we'll get back to the next stage of the POR. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes now since I applied it. I did keep it wet for the 20 minutes. You can already start to see it changing color. It's kind of dark in here, but see if I can get close. It's putting like a white film on it. It's funny, when you open this stuff up, it's like bright blue. It looks like a windshield washer fluid or something. So we're going to let it dry for another half hour or so, and then I should be okay to apply the POR 15. Okay, so while we're waiting for H brace to dry, it's getting there. I'm going to go ahead and do an oil change on the Camaro. I've done one or two oil, like this is the second oil change I'm going to be doing on this car since I bought it in February. I don't put very many miles in my cars, so got some cheap old Quake Estate, because I don't run synthetic in my cars because I change them quite often and I'm cheap. So gotta put that on. This motor has always had like a pretty noisy, I'm assuming it's a piston slap, but it doesn't really go away when it warms up. It's always had a little tap to the motor. I mean, I've raced it and I beat the crap out of it. I don't think it's anything. I don't think it's a rod knock or anything in the main bearings. But I'm gonna try running some of this, some Lucas in it this time, just to see if maybe if it is like a lifter or something, that it'll help keep some of the oil up at the top of the engine. We're gonna try that. It was $9. If it doesn't work, then whatever. everybody's gonna shit on me for using a Fram oil filter, but that's what I've had in the car before. That's all I bought these actually from Home Depot at the time while I was grabbing some stuff for the house, so all they sold was Fram oil filters there, which I wasn't happy about, but that's what I've been running in this car, and it hasn't given me any problems yet. Next time I do one, I'll change oil filters, but I got the oil draining right now. See my pretty headers under there. Ooh, look at those. I can't wait to get a catback on this car next year. I'm going to put a hooker muffler on it with a 3-inch mid pipe. Give it some better sound. So anyways, let's finish up this oil change. I spent about 35 minutes now or so. There's still some spots where it's wet. You can see right there in the corners, but it's drying. I probably got a half hour before it's fully dry, honestly. But so far the results looks like it's working. So let's just wait a little longer until we can get some POR on there. What's going on, guys? It is the next day, and I finished painting the H-brace with the POR 15. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on how that came out. That's one coat of POR 15 after I did the rust prep. It came out awesome. Finish is very, very durable. So last night I went ahead and tore out the old H-brace. But you can see, I don't even need to explain myself as to why I'm changing this out. It's literally just like paper. It's rotted so bad. So I got that piece out. I had to torch it all out with a torch. It's held in by like 16 rivets, and then I cut it right down the middle with a torch and ripped it right out. And I just started prepping the insides of the frame rails for the new brace. So to take this brace out, I had to take there's a rivet here, a rivet here, a rivet here, a rivet here, a rivet there, a rivet there, and there's 2 more rivets on the bottom. I actually took there's another one right here that you don't have to take out, but I took it out anyways because it was so rusted. So that one, and one more right there. So then I went ahead and I used a chisel and a needle scaler, and I cleaned up a lot of this. It doesn't look very clean right now, but it was very thick and scaly through here. So I'm gonna go ahead and sand this and wire wheel it, and then I'm gonna get the rust prep on there, and then I can POR the inside of this frame, and then I can get the H-brace in, and then I could work on the rest of the frame up to the cab. I did come across this right here when I was using the air chisel. You can see all the little marks. There's a pretty big, there's 2 layers of steel right here, and where the layers of steel butt together, you get all the moisture and the salt in between them, and then it just rots. So this, I was able to find a real soft spot right here. The outside frame is still solid, so I'm probably gonna just leave this. I'm just gonna cut out the thin spots right here, and then grind the edges down really good. And if it is a concern at all, I can put a plate on the other side over here, and I can weld a plate right there, but I don't think it's really an issue. If I take care of the problem now and it doesn't get any worse, it won't be a problem. So I needle scaled this whole side too, so I got my little helpers too. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the rust prep on here after I clean it up, and then we get some POR 15 on here in the next video. And I'm gonna install this thing too, which is gonna be kind of fun because it's gonna be a snug fit. So I may have to actually push apart the frame rails a little bit to make it fit. So stay tuned for the next video, and I'll have the brace in place hopefully, and I get some paint on it. I'll have that up in a few days. Thanks for watching.